Okay, let's do our homework. And the first one, and we need to calculate the surface area and the volume for each right prism. Okay, and for the first one is a rectangular prism, and we need the surface area. And for here, the surface area, we have the front and the back are the same, and left and the right are the same, and the top and the bottom are the same. Okay, so it's always double and the double, and then for the front, and for the front is 1.1 for this line, and times 20.4 this one, and then plus and 2 times and the 21.2 is this one. So we want the left and the right, and so we still times 5.1 and plus, and for the up and the down, so it's and 20.4 times 21.2. Then you can calculate. The answer is, for the volume, you can find out the volume. The formula is V equals to the area of base times height. Okay, and for the base is up and down, and then up and down, so we can just use 21 times 0.2 times 20.4. So this one is base, and I want to use bracket. So bracket is can tell you this is area of base, and then times height 5.1. Okay, so the answer is this one. Okay, and for the B, and for B is a right triangular prism, and for this one, the first we need to figure out the triangle, the top one, and for the top one, and we find, okay, this is an isosceles triangle, and this part is 7, and we can write, if you don't know how to do it, so you can just draw a triangle by yourself and then figure out first. So the triangle like this, so the height is 24 and this is 7, and what should we do? We need the area. Okay, we need the area of this one. So because this is isosceles triangle, so this is 7, so this part is 7. Okay, and now, so the area of triangle, so it's 1.5 and height 24 times base 14 equals to 168 meters square. Okay, and then we need to find out this one and this one, the left and the right, and they are the same because this is isosceles. And then we need this side, the length of this side, and how could we find out? And we can find out based on this triangle, and then we can do is, so this one we can write is maybe x, so it's x squared equals to 24 squared plus 7 squared. This is based on the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, and x equals to 25, and then for the left and the right is 5 times 6 equals to 30, and then for the front, for this part, and it's like 6 times, and then for the whole area, for the whole surface area, so it's s equals to, and for the top and the bottom we have 2, so it's 2 times 168 plus 2 times, and for this side, and this side is left and right, so we have 2, and the plus, and the front, this one, and 6 times 40, finally is 720. And for the volume, is just area base times height, and for the area of base we find it is this one, 168, and times the height is 6, so it's 1008 meters square. And for the last one, and we find this is a right triangle. Okay, so it's easy for us to find out the area, but we have the base, we don't know the height, and we have the hypotenuse, so the height equals to the hypotenuse square minus this square, so it equals to 10, so this part is 10. And then for the area of the triangle is 1/2 10 times 7.5. So this is one area, so it equals to 37.5 feet squared. And then we need to find out this part, the bottom, and this part, there's 3 areas. They are different. And we can find is the surface area equals to the front and the back are the same, is 35.5 times 37.5 times 2, and plus for the bottom is 7.5 times 14 and the plus, and for this area so it's 10 times 14 and plus, and for this part is 12.5 times 14. Okay, so the answer is this. And then for the volume, so it's area base times height equals to 37.5 times 14 equals to 525 feet cubed. Okay, number 3, and this exercise is not listed in the homework checklist, but this is required. Okay, and number 3, a cross section of water in a swimming pool is shown and calculate the area of the cross section. So we need to find out the area of this whole things. Okay, and how could we do that? And the first, we can just make we can draw a line here, and then we can divide this swimming pool and for this area into 2 parts. One is a rectangle and the other part is trapezoid. Okay, so it's area of rectangle plus area of trapezoid. Okay, so it's 550 times 1 plus, if you remember, the formula is 1/2 and the top 1/2 and the height, so this is 1 and this is 2, and times the top plus bottom, so it's 50 plus 20. Answer is 120. There are another way if you don't remember the formula, so you can just divide into this way, and then you will divide the trapezoid and into a rectangle and 2 triangles, and for this rectangle and is the area is 2 times 20, and then plus 2 triangle, so it's 1/2, and then for the height is times 2 and this part is 2, and for this part, so this part is 50 minus 20 and then divide 2, so 50 minus 20 is this side plus this side, and then divide 20 is each one, so it's 15, so it's times 15, so it's cancelled, so it's 40 plus 30 is 70, and then we can just put them together, so it's 50 plus 70 equals to 120 meters squared, so this is square. Okay, and then for the volume, and we know, and for B, and determine the number of liters of the water in the pool, and this is wide, so in the wide, in this way we can send this is the height, and then for the volume equals to the area base times height. So the base is the area, surface area is 120 and times the height is 25, and then it equals to 3000 meters. Then the question asks you liters, and on the page 167 and you have the liters, it's kind of like 3000 meters times, because 1 centimeters equals to 1 millimeters, and 1000 millimeters equals to 1 liter, and then we can change into 2 centimeters first. Okay, so it's 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 centimeters, and then we divide 1000, so it's equals to liter. Okay, Then number 4, and for number 4, when you see this one, and you know this is a cylinder, okay, and we just want the volume and the surface area of cylinder, and you can use the formula, but the formula we use radius, but for this one we have the diameter, and then we need to change the diameter into the radians, so we just use 6 divided 2, and then it's 7.3. So this is the r radians equals, the radians is 7.3 inch, and then we can use our formula for the volume is pi r square times height, so it's pi 7.3 square and times 16.8. When you use your calculator, and you need to remember you put times pi, not 3.14, okay? So the answer is 2812.6 inches square. And the surface area equals to 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r height. So it's 2 pi 11.3 square plus 2 pi 11.3 and then 16.8. So this is equal to 1105.4 inch square. Oh, this is. So number 6, a cube and the volume, and for the cube volume, and its side times side equals to 0.512. For this one we need 2 meters, so we can change the volume equals to 1 and the liter, and it equals to, we change into the earth cubed, so it's 512 cube, and then we know like the side cubed equals to 512, and then the side equals to 8 centimeter. Okay, and number 7, we know this is a cylindrical jar, so it's a cylinder. The volume is 58. And now we know the height is 5.3, and we need to know the area of the bottom of the jar. Okay, and for this part, and so the first thing is we know this cylinder, and we know this volume, and then we need to use the volume and the formula. So it's a base times height. Okay. And then we want the bottom area of the bottom, so this is the area of base, okay? And then we just put the number in the equation, so it's 5 to 8 equals to the area of base times 5.3, so the area of base equals to 0.6 centimeter square. So this one is the area of bottom. The last one, and a cylindrical pop can, so we know this is what, cylinder, and the volume. Okay, so we know we need to use the formula of volume, and we need to determine the diameter of the can if the height is 12. So we want the diameter. So for here, the diameter, you know that diameter equals 2 radius, okay? And when we find the radius times 2 is the answer, okay? So now we have the volume equals to pi r square each, and then we put the number there is 5355 equals to pi r square, and for the height is times 12, and then r equals to 3.068, and then centimeters, and then the diameter equals to 2 times 3.068, so it equals to 6.1 centimeters.